Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where two mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now, here are your hosts, Darth Jada and Jason Mitchell.
And Adam B. Welcome to another exciting episode.
When we scrape together $20 on it, record another one.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of jumped on this train a little late, so I guess we need to get our British guy to mention him too at some point. But listeners, hindsighters, you know at this point that Mr. B is just part of the whole drama that we've got going on this podcast. And welcome back to another exciting episode because we are continuing Animal Disaster Month.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, we've moved on from sharks. We're not going to be doing...
We have no more sharks for the rest of the month, we promise.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to promise, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's true,
You know?
but we do have a full plate
That's true.
as far as other animal disasters that are going to happen. So this week was Mr. B's pick. So Mr. B, what did you pick for the podcast?
I chose a spider-themed film.
Ooh, Saranias.
I don't know if you can see I'm dressed as Spider-Man, but it isn't Spider-Man.
And if anyone doesn't know what it is yet, you know.
It's arachnophobia.
Surprisingly, and I was thinking about this, there are relatively few spider movie, even though spiders are just something that we're all afraid of. There's plenty of giant spider movies, like the Giant Spider Invasion, one of my all-time favorites, filmed in Wisconsin.
Since I was in Wisconsin and 12.
They love cheese.
Cheese. But there's not a lot of Wisconsin, they're cheeseheads.
Oh, I thought you meant the spiders love cheese.
They like cheese.
Como? Wow.
Queso. Araña queso.
I don't know.
Queso de araña.
You go in the helicopter.
Hombre.
Helicopter goes in the cave. Spiders in the cave.
Cheese in the cave.
The
Anyway, before we get
Shut up, Quint.
Before we get too off topic, so Arachnophobia,
Yes.
a movie about spiders.
A fear of spiders.
Which in Spanish is...
Spiders or arachnophobia?
Spiders.
Arañas.
Okay.
We
Isn't that a
already
pepper?
said that like 3 times.
I thought that was a
Oraña.
pepper.
Arañas.
Oraña.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Lo siento
Oraña hombre.
Lo siento mucho. Arañas. So, arañas.
Phobiasos.
Yes.
We should
Made
also,
that
we
up.
should tell, just as a sort of technical advisory, if you notice what sounds like the sound of rain
Rain?
pouring on the studio, it's rain pouring on the studio.
It's because the
So-
world is ending outside right now, hindsighters,
Yeah.
and we're still podcasting.
I've been
just
through
for
so
you.
many end of the worlds.
We
I
don't
don't
care.
give a fuck anymore.
No me importa. I don't care.
No.
So, a honey badger no le importa, solamente tiene hambre. So, anyway.
So this is a movie about the guy who played Warlock in the movie Warlock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Horatio Sands.
Yes.
No. Julian Sands.
Julian, I just know him as the dude who played the Warlock in Warlock.
Wait,
did.
is he another Slappy Pants? Maybe.
Slappy bottom.
Slappy bottom. I'm sorry.
He I
Depends on what
think
you like
can't get
wearing
it
when you do the
straight.
slapping.
I think he's related distantly to the Rumpy Push families.
Oh, Rumpy Push.
I'm sorry, who is Rumpy Push?
Or what is Rumpy Push?
Yeah.
Think about it.
It's
What the hell is happening right now?
well, it's like Bill Bryson when he said if he ever got ennobled, he wanted his name to be Lord Lather of Indecision.
I love that. I love Bill Bryson so much.
So anyway,
Let me look up the synopsis. So keep talking, Jason.
okay, people go to South America, they find a spider, they come home, the spider's with them. Spider kills people. Then-
That's more or
That's
less
it. That's the
I don't
movie.
even have to
What
look
else
it
do you
up.
want, you know?
Massively correct. Well done. So,
But the music is excellent.
yeah.
It builds drama.
and produced by Steven
Steven Spielberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not expect
And
that because
Frank Marshall directed it.
Hindsighters, I'll go ahead and let you know this is going to be a straight 5 for me because I've never seen this film before. So everything that we're
Really? This is the first time you saw this?
She never had heard of it when I mentioned. She goes, "What's that? Arachnophobia. It's the
Yeah.
fear of spiders." And a movie.
Well,
Well, I know what arachnophobia-
spoiler alert for me, it's going to be a low score because as a kid, it terrified me.
Sure.
Absolutely terrified me. And now it's, although I will admit after watching this movie, I started being very sensitive to like something bumping up against.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Fucking.
Well, I have a story about that. So, something that happened to me, and you guys know that I'm not the most dramatic, high maintenance of ladies, but one night I was staying up on my couch watching TV.
No, that's Anne Heche.
Yeah, exactly. Who else would be so dramatic about a damn shark and a damn
Who was not in this
elevator?
movie?
She's not in any movie ever. It's been an illusion.
There is no such person as Anne Heche. She doesn't actually exist.
But no, seriously. So one night I was staying up watching television because I'm more of a night owl at my house. Josh had gone to bed, and I felt something sort of rustling in my hair on the back side of my right side of my head. And I was like, oh, and I brushed away at it and nothing. And then a few minutes later,
Oh no.
I felt
No,
something
no,
on
no,
the
no,
oh
no,
yes,
no,
I
no,
felt
no,
something
no.
on the left side, and then I sort of rustled it out of my hair because I've got a lot of hair, as you guys can see, and I rustled out a black centipede, and it had about 1 billion legs on it, and I started screaming.
A gigapede.
Yeah, who knows?
Millipede.
I just started screaming, and Josh comes out of the bedroom like he's gonna murder somebody because he's an infantryman, so he was ready for action. He was just ready to kill somebody, and he was like, "Sweetheart, it's a bug." And I was like, "It was on my head. You don't understand."
But see, that's the thing, though, because I always tell people this. James Bond in Doctor No, like the scene where the spider's crawling on him, and he waits for the spider to crawl off, and then he flips it on the ground and he beats it to death with his shoe, and it's like in time with the music.
Yes.
Yep.
If James Bond can react that way, I feel perfectly
I'm not
fine.
as cool as James Bond,
Yeah,
I will admit.
But that's what I'm saying. If he can do it,
I
okay,
freaking
I can react that way also.
Which ties in, in the book, if you read the book, it was not a spider, it was a millipede.
Yeah.
One of the
See,
deadly
there
millipedes.
you go.
I love that book because in the end of the book, he kills Dr. No by burying him in bird shit.
Yeah. Guano.
Guano. What a way to go.
Bat guano.
I was about to say guano is bat feces, not bird feces.
What?
If you've ever watched Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Well,
Guano.
guano is just
Latin
poop.
for poop.
I know, but
Latin for.
sorry, I was trying
Oh,
to go in a
hush up.
direction with the show.
I'm going to cover your face with the subscribe logo now. There.
Anyway,
So Julian Sands has a team that he takes to Venezuela. Venezuela.
same country where Dennis Quaid was offered a job in Jaws
That's true.
3D.
And how it all ties together. And they put these big cones down and they smoke out all of these insects. Well, not all of them die, clearly.
Yep.
And one of the spiders,
Yeah.
Arañas.
arañas,
The general.
the
general.
yes,
Like,
it,
just-
it
Okay.
hitches a ride.
Yeah.
That's my question, because one thing that happened, so you have this photographer, and it's got a very Jurassic Park kind of feel
Oh, yeah,
to it.
yeah.
And Steven
Yeah,
Spielberg, as a
Spielberg,
producer,
yeah.
But this came out in 1990. Jurassic
Right.
Park came out in 93.
Oh.
So, but they still have similar feels. So anyway, you have people going to a foreign country and looking for
This-
species of bugs. that-
Exotic
Yeah.
species.
Yeah, exotic species of bug.
Yes.
Kelingo.
Exactly.
Canalingua. Oh, que lindo. I thought he was being a good speaker, cunning linguist. Sorry,
Anyway,
I'm a sailor.
I'm ignoring
on
this.
behalf of the.
I know. We'd
ignoring
like to
this.
apologize to our listeners.
I'm ignoring the hell out of
So
this.
so Lex is in the car.
Yes,
and-
Lex is in the car.
Yeah.
Tim has
Yeah,
run.
Tim.
He's run outside, and that was stupid. No, but seriously, it does have a Jurassic Park kind of feel. So,
Yes.
I do have a question. Are they killing the bugs?
Yes.
So what's happening is that they're kind of fogging the bugs, right?
Yes.
Unless
Yeah, and
okay.
they're killing him.
Yeah, because that's what he said. They're real dead. And that's why they were so surprised that
Yeah.
the one spider was still alive, because
Yeah.
this is a toxic chemical that they were sending up.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Well, but what I don't understand is that so there's this photographer who's along on the expedition, and he squashes one of the spiders, and the leader of the expedition gets onto him about it. He's like,
Yeah.
"No, you don't squish a spider that you don't know how to recognize," and all that. But I was like, "Aren't you already killing all
yeah,
of the bugs
that
in the
was a
tree?"
little inconsistent. I think he was almost surprised to find something new, even though that's exactly what he was going to. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I think he was too busy worrying about his
that
amazing
wasn't just me,
hair.
is what I'm saying.
No.
Is that
No.
it was weird that he was mad at the photographer for killing a spider.
I wonder if
So,
he goes to the same stylist as Carl from Die Hard.
I think so. And they have almost the same accent. You killed my brother. But
Well,
at least
anyone who wears a Dolphins hat he's not gonna make it.
Yeah,
through the
he's
first.
not going to be there at the end of the movie.
shade
Oh,
thrown.
jumps right on. Jumped on his.
Jumps on his Nikon, because those were the only cameras in the 90s. For those
Yeah.
of you who don't know, Nikons were the only cameras that ever existed.
Do you
in the
know?
90s.
Do you know who made the general for this movie?
Oh, good
the
question.
general, like,
The spider,
Okay.
the big spider that Jeff Bridges
Who made
fights.
it?
Jamie Heineman
Oh.
from MythBusters.
No.
This is one of his first. Yep,
cool.
yep. That is an original Jamie Heineman prop in this movie,
I'm
and
so
it's
down
really
for
good
that. Yay.
because it's actually kind of hard to tell. There's
Well
certain,
done, Jamie.
yeah.
Well done. We love you.
If Jamie were here, he would go, "Thank you."
Yes, with zero emotion. But okay, so you have Lucius Malfoy, who's there in the jungle.
I wish my name was Lucius.
Oh, well, Cece's middle boy's name is Lucius.
It's a great name.
It is a
It's
great name. So anyway, yeah, you have Lucius Malfoy collecting spiders, and that's exciting. And a spider winds up in the pack of.
No, that spider deliberately.
He hitches
yeah.
a ride.
That spider, with malice aforethought,
Because he
Said the lawyer.
squashed one of his brothers.
motherfucker, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm
farmer.
in your back now.
Yeah, and he climbs in the bag. He actually jumps
Yeah,
off of
he
it and
jumps.
lands right onto the bag there,
Yeah, it's
and
very.
then climbs in. Oh, and then
It's very Tom Cruise from
Yeah.
a Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm
Or-
going
or
back to
very much-
America.
Don't talk to me. I'm looking
very
for
much
these-
Dirty Harry jumping on the school
Yeah,
bus.
yeah.
You have
I
to
still
watch it.
haven't
You
watched
have
it
to
yet.
watch it.
I promised I would, and
They
I
make
will.
such a point out of reminding everyone that the spiders have no balls.
No, okay, that's another question. So I don't have my usual notes, hindsighters. I apologize. It was a very busy week. But that being said, so they do make a point of saying that the spiders that they're finding have no genitalia.
Right.
So this spider
Maybe that's why they're so
somehow
pissed
goes
off.
back to America and lays eggs.
No,
No, they're
No.
soldiers.
The soldiers don't, but the general he damn well has.
So the
balls.
general is the one
Yeah.
that goes back to America?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
and the general mates with and they're
common
very-
house spider.
Yeah, they kind
Of all, that I
Yeah.
noticed.
There's some tender, loving scene
Yeah.
there, but there's no full-on pumping.
yeah.
Wait, what's so funny?
That scene would be awesome.
No, doing great. The spider,
No, like the house
Get away
spider.
from me.
and then bites it and kills it.
The house spider is playing pinball.
He sure
You know
plays
what?
a mean pinball.
I'm not even. You know what? I can't even do that one.
No,
That one's too far.
I think I
even
think I
for
ended
me.
it on the right moment.
How about
So-
this? It lights a cigarette. After.
Yeah. And then, I mean, deliberately, the spider's like, "I'm gonna kill that motherfucker." Kill
I'm
me.
a
He
Bite that
climbs
hairy
right up him
leg.
and bites his belly.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I don't know. This kind of stuff freaks me out. Ugh.
Yeah.
And such puncture wounds
Oh,
from
yeah.
a spider. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's the
Like
just-
blood goops up.
yeah, it's
know?
pretty bad. So
And then he
here's-
turns into Jerry Lewis. Even
They-
the biting
They
and
put
the
shoe
pain.
polish in his hair
Yeah.
to make it black,
Yeah.
so that's nice. No, but here's the thing to explain to all of our hindsighters, in case you don't know, because I know we had to explain about Ampullae of Lorenzini with sharks, with spiders
Yeah,
and and snakes. There's no such thing as a poisonous snake
Yes,
or a spider.
that is
So
correct.
the
They don't
rule-
exist.
Venomous and poisonous are two different things. So-
Poisonous.
poisonous. So if you eat it, hindsighters, and it kills you, it was poisonous. If it bites you and you die,
It's venom.
it was venomous.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
learned so much from you two.
Yeah.
There are
you know?
venomous snakes and spiders. There are not poisonous snakes
I'd love to
and
see a
spiders.
doctor, like a guy comes out. I was bitten by a poisonous snake. No, you weren't. Get out of here, you
You
fool.
were not, you infactual fool. We read a lot of books in this podcast. Get away.
And I do like the fact that they put him in that artisanal handcrafted casket. And at no point do they think, like, when they get back to civilization, to maybe put him in a normal casket.
No.
They just ship him home in that one with the big ass hole in the side.
Well, that's one thing that I noticed. I was like, shit, there are these huge holes in the
Yeah.
side.
Well, you know why the
but
holes are for.
It's for pallbearing.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That because I was watching that, I was like, "Who the hell?" I was like, "There's no way that
The spider ate
Aranya-
a hole in it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no way that spider drilled a hole that big that quickly in that freaking
That would be
casket.
awesome.
No, but so it was for pallbearing.
He's got a
So they
miter
could-
bit. He's smoking. He's got a cigarette in his mouth and he's
no,
drilling.
Purring, mate. That's what you're thinking about. Purring. We're not drilling. They've got goggles on. It's okay. So, yeah.
And then they go back to Castle Rock.
No, they're actually off the coast of Lost World. So that's
Roy
what's happening.
Scheider is around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
by
Steven
the way.
Spielberg.
I-
And they
I-
even mentioned dinosaurs in this movie.
Yeah.
So just saying.
As an aside, I watched a movie that I highly recommend. I'd never seen it before. Have you ever heard of the William Friedkin directed movie called Sorcerer, starring Roy Scheider? 1977, I think it was right after he made Jaws.
Okay.
And if you look at the description of the movie, it doesn't really. That's not really. That's what a lot of it's about, but a lot of it isn't.
Okay.
It is a friggin' awesome movie
Okay.
with like old fashioned. How did they not kill the actors? Filmmaking.
Wow.
Like-
okay, I'm in.
Like when you like, there's a storm in one part, and then you find out that the way they made the storm was with helicopters.
For instance, I'm not sure how we didn't
This
die.
is before Vic Morrow died.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Poor Vic.
impressive. Oh, and another thing, I'm really impressed with the fact, and God help me, don't make fun of me, but
No
it
promises.
it reminded me of Shivers because the doctor, or not the doctor, but like the what's the name? Mortician is just looking at a dead body and eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that is
Every mortician
pure-
eats a snack when he's when
And
he's
and he's got chips later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he's got
Yell-
a huge
yell-
family.
y-
with
yeah,
a
yell-
bag of chips.
and
He's
it
got a
was
bag
Tom-
of Let's. Get your damn hands off my
I
lips.
love the way
And-
the cat steals
Yeah.
the top of the sandwich. It was great.
The cat steals the bread. And another thing, okay, so once again, I always bring up Millie, and I always will because she's the world's most perfect dog. But the cat and the dog that belong to the mortician, they figure out that the spider's there,
They
and they're
fuck
like,
off,
hell
like-
no,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
out. They
Fuck
they
this
beat
shit.
feet so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I saw that. If I saw either of my dogs do that, I'd be so out. I'd be like, I don't even know
If your
why I'm
dog
leaving.
and your cat do it, it's something biblical coming.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frogs, locusts, I don't care what it is.
The-
Get me the hell out of here.
The writer, and it's very interesting, this looking at the special effects when they show the desiccated corpse of the photographer.
Mm-hmm.
The writer of this movie wrote Life Force.
Oh, and they look the same.
Yeah, and they
That
look
movie you tried.
exactly the same.
I wasn't
And
even gonna ask, but
the-
I sort of thought about this when you made me watch this.
He directed something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. The cinematographer actually directed
Damn it.
a few things, and I learned something very interesting that I am amazed I didn't know.
This poor crow.
The cinematographer directed a few episodes. He directed a lot of TV stuff. Did you know the movie Blue Thunder?
Oh, hell yeah.
Did you know
Roy
that there?
Scheider.
Did you know there was a TV series?
Yes, for one season.
Okay,
Yeah, with Alex Karras.
and do you know who the sidekick was?
Oh, I don't remember the sidekick.
It was Dana Carvey.
You're shitting me.
Of
it was
all people.
Dana Carvey.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I saw it today and I was like, I have to go. I got to buy all these and watch them.
That's amazing.
You know, I mean, I love Dana Carvey.
Well, that's what Airwolf was competing against Blue
Yeah.
Thunder, and
And
Airwolf
it won.
won.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
Fair
had Stringfellow Hawk.
Yes.
Well,
Calling all Jan Michael Vincent's.
from all quadrants, Jan Michael Vincent's. No, but did you guys catch the symbolism with the spider leaving the mortician's office? Crows are symbolic of death.
Ooh,
I hate that.
okay. They're so smart, though.
That's another well.
Much like
The
death.
whole thing about crows is that you're never supposed to eat them, because they supposedly like carry souls to the other world, whatever. I don't know what religion it is, but anyway, you're not supposed to eat crows, and they also symbolize death. So when you see a crow, it's usually symbolic of the fact that somebody's about to die or somebody just did. They use that really heavily in the RDJ version of Sherlock Holmes. So a crow picks up the spider.
Right.
And
from the
transports
mortician.
it. Yeah.
Yes, not very far, though, because what happens to that poor crow, Adam?
Yeah.
Yep, the
Spider's like,
spider
"Fuck-
bites it.
Fuck you,
Big
asshole.
Yep.
Oh, that dude's got wine. Drop me off here. Drop me off here.
And bourbon. I
Yeah,
think.
and yeah.
he's-
and brandy and
He's got
yeah.
casks of Amontillado,
Yes.
which I thought was hilarious because there are
Yeah.
crows and he keeps
But you
talking
know-
about his wine cellar.
But you know, and he's also not a very smart person because he didn't hire a home inspector.
He's only a doctor.
Or
I mean,
or
geez.
like get the other doctor's promise in writing.
I know.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a bad move.
So,
That was a
okay,
bad move.
That's
But-
we didn't go through the synopsis.
Yeah, let's
so we
let's
haven't
let's
talked about it.
explain why.
So Jeff Daniels, aka Uncle Joey, not Joey.
He-
Joey, not Jesse. So Uncle Joey from Full House. Jeff Daniels.
No.
That was Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. It's
Oh, Mandela syndrome.
same
all
face,
over
different
again.
person.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and
Oh,
Dumber.
okay,
Yeah.
Sorry. All right.
Yeah, Dumb
I
and
messed
Dumber.
up. I messed
Yeah.
up big time. Anyway, Jeff Daniels is a doctor, and he's moved his family out to the country.
With a very supportive wife.
Well, no, it was her idea. He was the one who was like, "Oh yeah, we're leaving the
Oh.
culture, we're leaving the city, we're leaving this, we're
What
leaving
city are they
everything."
leaving?
I'm assuming
I
New
left
York.
my heart in Francisco.
San Francisco.
Oh, they did leave San Francisco.
San
Oh, that's true. You're
Which,
right.
by the way, for the
He mentions that.
hindsighters, I'm wearing my LST 1189 USS San Bernardino, which was the ship I was on the first time I visited San Francisco. So there's symbolism throughout.
Yep.
Yeah.
First
He's
time he ever,
visited
first
that
time he
city.
ever got the clap. He was wearing that hat.
It wasn't me. It was
going there,
my
baby.
friend, but it was where I was introduced to prostitution. That's for sure.
Oh my god, so anyway, so Jeff Daniels is there with his family, and it's clearly his wife's idea because she tells him upon arrival when they move into their house, she's like, "Let's chant it twice, like we made the right decision. We made the right decision." And so she's clearly been just browbeating him into this whole move for a while, and somehow she's not afraid of spiders and he is, and so they
Well,
have
because
to
he
set
had like
that
a
up.
he had like a yeah they did
He's an
the setup
arachnophobe.
the setup
Ah!
on that was a little like, look, let's just establish
that somebody's
know,
afraid of
yeah.
spiders at some point.
I'm not afraid of sharks.
because
I'm
not afraid of ghosts. I'm not afraid of cancer. I'm just afraid of snakes. But in this case, they're
yeah.
really afraid
They
of
really
spiders.
creep me out. Where are the arms and
Bob's
legs?
Burgers. Don't worry about it. It's not okay. So anyway, Jeff Daniels is there with his family, and he's been insured. He buys this house. He moves to a whole new town. He's been insured by the local doctor that he's going to take over the local practice.
Which is, as far as I know, not really a thing that like, because he's not really even taking over the practice. He's just going to he's going to inherit his patients.
And because the wife does say, she's like,
Yeah.
you were even going to rent a space. So it's
Yeah.
not like he was taking over
not
the
selling
practice.
the
Right.
practice.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So,
Oh, look,
Oh,
here's the
let's get it on.
the touching moment between the general and the little house spider. They literally they stroke each other's
Oh,
little
baby.
appendages.
Samuel Metcalf,
don't we all just
the
stroke each
asshole
other's
of the movie.
appendages?
Who
Yes.
I was very surprised.
Tall and short.
I was very surprised.
Yes. We're getting off here.
Cut to Jade.
Cut to Jay. Oh no,
Damn
Jason.
it, Adam.
Get us out of here, Jason. Quick.
Anyway.
I was surprised
Anyway.
by how quickly the good doctor died. I expected him.
No, he dies like 45 minutes into the movie.
But he's what, the third? If you don't count the photographer.
Yeah, you're right.
'Cause
So
it
the
was the old
photographer
lady.
dies first, kind of like
Football.
on the island
Yeah.
in Jurassic
Yeah.
Park. And then the
Your
old lady
hand, your
Margaret
beautiful
dies.
hand.
And then one of the football players dies. So the doctor is actually like the fourth person to die from spider bite.
Yeah, and he
From
but,
a venomous spider.
but it's like he's making all this stuff about, I'm gonna get you for medical malpractice, and I know it's you, and
Well,
I
and
felt like they were gonna keep making more, but they abandoned the conspiracy, like making Jeff Daniels look Wait, is it Jeff Daniels or Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, I know.
It's Jeff Daniels. But the thing is, the
Jeff
hometown
Foxworthy.
doctor, Dr. Metcalf, he's kind of a hack. And that's
Yeah,
drawn
he's a
out.
terrible doctor.
That's drawn out pretty quickly with
And he's a
Margaret.
terrible cop.
Yes.
Yes, but
Larry.
Was it
Yes,
Stuart
Larry.
Pankow? What's
Yeah.
with the? He's a comedian, right?
Where have I seen him before?
You in a lot.
Second City TV. I
Yeah.
can't remember. It's SCTV.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, you know what his name is in the in this show.
Lloyd.
Lloyd. And then when Jeff Daniels always going Lloyd, I keep thinking.
And let me
of
tell
Dumb
you,
and
Margaret,
Dumber. Harry and Lloyd,
when
right?
she was young, she was a hottie.
What do you mean when
mean,
she was
she's-
young? She still is.
Oh yeah.
All depends
if
on
she-
what you're into.
Hey, if she had enough money
I've
thrown
not
around,
shared any
you know.
secrets, Mr. Brown. I'm just
Thank you.
saying.
Come on, look at
No,
her.
the-
She's
Jesus,
probably not
Jason.
older than 67 years old.
Probably, yeah. I was surprised that she died so quickly.
Oh, I didn't, but they kept reinforcing how healthy she was. How
Yeah,
healthy she
yeah,
was. How
yeah.
healthy she was.
Well, because
I knew
that's how
something was
you
gonna
find out
happen.
that Metcalf, the town doctor, is a hack, is because he's treating her for hypertension, and that's not really a thing that she even has. Her blood pressure's fine. So Jeff Daniels tells her, no, don't worry about it. You're good. You don't need to be taking these
Right.
blood pressure pills. Don't worry about it. And then she dies really quickly
Yeah.
after that. And so Metcalf kind of blames Jeff Daniels, saying,
Oh, yeah.
well, you changed her
yeah.
prognosis and
What do you
stuff,
mean
so-
you took her off her medication? You killed her.
And so he's like, and I'm going to pursue this until, the end of the
Yeah.
court session or whatever. Like, I'm mad. So
This was no boating accident.
Yeah.
But come on, that's a well executed
Yeah.
plot twist, isn't it?
It is.
No, it
You know,
is.
just
really
puts
is.
a
Very much
nice
so.
little twist in it. The setups are just so well done in this
Yeah.
movie.
And Jason, I'm sorry, I have to tell you, the lady who plays Jeff Daniels' wife in this movie, she reminds me of your wife Elaine, because she's one of the few ladies in the world who can pull off bangs. I know that's such a girl thing to say, but like
She reminded me a
she's-
little of Charlotte Rampling, actually.
Yeah, I
just a hint.
Let me look up.
Do you remember
who-
Charlotte?
I do not. Let me look up who that is. I'm looking it
I'm
up.
surprised.
Oh, when she sees, I'm
when
not
you
going to
s-
tell
I know,
her.
yeah. When you see her, you're gonna go, oh my god.
Charlotte
Yeah.
Rampling. Charlotte.
While that's happening, though.
Yeah,
Rampling.
keep talking.
Yes.
So the movie itself, it was a Spielberg executive produced movie. One of his conditions, though, he's the only way he would agree to executive produce the movie was if they cast John Goodman as the exterminator, because he had worked.
Shut.
Yeah,
up.
no, that's the only way I'll do it is if you cast John
He
Goodman.
did that completely to shut down negotiations. Though.
And-
Like, come on.
No, because he had worked with Goodman on Always. I think it was Always, which was the other one with Richard Dreyfuss. It's one of the
one with Richard
no,
Dreyfuss.
it's because it's like that Spielberg movie that like you say, oh yeah, it's this great Spielberg movie, Always, and people never really remember it.
Oh, Charlotte Rampling.
There you go.
Yeah, I do.
What movie
Lots of them. She's in a movie with Alexander Skarsgård.
that we saw?
We saw
All right,
saw here.
Hold on. All right, let me look. So, you
The
continue.
penis is evil.
Okay.
Yeah, there
Got
you
it.
go. Outland.
Zardoz. Got it.
So no.
Anyway, so Steven Spielberg
Yeah, so
said
that-
that John Goodman had to be the
Has to be-
Terminator.
He was
The
good, though.
Terminator? Did you say Terminator?
I thought you said Terminator.
Terminator.
Exterminator.
Oh, That's why I was like,
That
there's
would
no
be-
way.
That
No,
would be a
that's why-
very different movie.
That's why I said there's.
But he was a Terminator. Then
No,
he's
but
now
do-
an ex-Terminator.
Do you hear my logic now? Where I was like, oh, he was like trying to bomb that negotiation because there's no way John Goodman's gonna be the
The only way
Terminator.
I'll do this is
Oh, okay.
make
I
John
completely
Goodman the
misheard you.
Terminator.
All right, start over.
Holy crap! Let's. We
want that
I
movie
want
now.
that movie. John Goodman.
I want that
but
movie,
it's a
and I
naked
want-
John Goodman.
And I want the spoof version of the
I need your
Jaws
clothes.
3D
Give me your clothes.
where what's his
They're
face?
not gonna fit.
So I want that movie, and I want the spoof of 3D Jaws where Peter, what's his face,
Benchley.
gets eaten in his pool.
Yes.
I want both of those things to happen. Let's do it. All right. So anyway, what has happened, hindsighters, is that the exotic spider, the
the general. We'll call
has,
the general.
has made its way back to what's the name of the town?
Quahog.
It's
I
a
don't even.
it's a made-up town.
It's cold.
It's like Kamayaman or
It's
something.
The name of the
Escuela.
town. The name of the
Chico
town
Escuela.
is actually the name of like I think it's like a Mayan god.
Yes.
Look it up, Adam.
Of god of revenge or something.
Anyway,
you know.
so there's the wife, the two kids, and Jeff Daniels, who's trying to get patients now.
We landed on the moon.
Yep.
Sorry.
And
I miss Jeff Daniels. I know he's still around.
He is. He did that. That really compelling series where he was a journalist. What's it called? I know you know what I'm
Newsroom.
talking. Something.
Something like that. He was in that series about 9/11.
Yes.
Which is sort of like
Jeff Daniels is actually a really great.
Oh,
actor.
I love
just
Jeff
that
Daniels.
Most people think about him when they think of Dumb and Dumber. So,
yeah. Well,
but anyway,
wait, hang on. Before you do that, before you go on, we need to take a quick break.
Oh, we do.
And we'll be back in about. Wait, hang on. 1 second.
Looks like meatloaf.
And
Hold on.
we're back.
Right.
We're back now.
It's good to be back.
Carry on. What were you saying?
Back where?
Oh, I was just saying.
I
that-
would
that
do anything.
what's happening right now is the spider has reproduced. They're
Meatloaf.
spreading all over town, and they're crawling all over the place. Now they're having a party for Jeff Daniels.
Crawling, huh? Okay, because the thing that did happen to stop it.
What is this all about?
His porn edification
Oh,
over there.
I
Yeah, that was the Bob's Burgers porn music.
Okay, even that one I missed. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's solar powered, so you leave it on your porch all day.
Oh no, he's choking.
got him!
He's choking. It's worth it.
I got him. Awesome. So
Yeah, they're very smart.
yes. Cougadoodle. That's what happened with the spiders. They blended and now the cougadoodles. So anyway, to give Adam some help here is that yes, the general, as we're calling
general.
it, the
Because he's
Orania
got the
that came
dick,
from
so he's the general.
yeah.
I'm not making that up. That's what it is in the movie.
Anyway,
yeah.
the one with genitalia shows up in this little bitty town, and
Yeah.
it breeds with the common house spider, which
Yes.
is what Adam was going towards.
Yes.
So, Adam, continue.
And
what
now
you were
they're all
saying.
flooding out of the barn to
Yes.
to attack and kill whatever they get their little
Yes.
whatever they're called
And
legs on.
and
I
the, and,
guess.
and,
Yeah,
the,
legs.
and the
Spider
spiders,
legs.
the spiders that they used for those were actually, it's a spider from New Zealand that is totally harmless, obviously, but looks creepy. So they looked at all kinds of different spider varieties and species to find one that was scary looking, but not harmful.
So this
And-
was not David Cronenberg because
No.
he couldn't afford
He wa-
spiders for shit.
Or he wouldn't have cared about the danger part. Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
But
It's
the
cheaper.
general, the actual general is named Big Bob, and he's a bird-eating tarantula.
Okay, now that makes sense because
Yeah.
that's an actual species of
Yeah,
spider.
yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
happens. Yeah, hindsighters.
But there is a
party
character here.
party
This is where we get the
crashing.
6 degrees thing going.
Margaret.
No, the football coach.
Oh yes,
The football coach.
6 degrees.
Do you know where he's from?
Go,
Well, you said
tell
6
us, tell
degrees,
us.
so I'm assuming it's a Kevin Bacon movie.
No. Oh my God, the name of the film just popped out of my head. The one where they wear the glasses. This glasses.
They live.
They Live. He was in They Live. He
Oh.
was one of the freedom fighters.
Oh, fun.
He was one of the freedom fighters that was broadcasting.
He's
from-
all out of bubble gum.
Yeah,
and he's here to kick some ass.
I'm a spider. La, 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 la.
But that was a funny scene to me where Jeff Daniels has to go in and basically do an exam on all of the
Yeah.
football players.
Yes.
Is that
Yep.
as a Navy
That
man,
and massive debt? That's medical school for you.
medical school in the Navy?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Well,
so.
we all remember our first hernia test
Oh, yeah.
exam, don't
Oh
we?
my!
Yeah.
And then the prostate test.
Yeah. Well, I've told you that story, haven't I?
No.
Whatever.
I'm afraid,
Whatever.
no. Maybe
No,
I should've
no,
said
no.
yes.
It was the of course.
Do we need to hold hands?
No. It was the of fucking course. That's how this would happen.
Right.
Because my doctor at the time was, he was an old guy. It was sort
This
of like,
happens so often.
and it was sort of like, yeah, we need to do this. And I'm like, all right, fine, doc, let's do this. I won't tell, you won't tell. So it's like, whoop, Bend over. All right. Yep. Get on up in there.
Wait, and then the sound you made was.
And then the door opens.
Thank you, John Mulaney.
The door opens and the smoking ass, hot as hell nurse
I have
comes
heard
in.
this story.
And just starts having a conversation with the doctor. I'm like, you could take it out while you're having the conversation. I don't mind. I'll wait. And I'm like, of fucking course, that's how this would go down.
Yeah.
You know what, gentlemen? I'm going to say 2 words to you, and I'm going to leave it at that. Duck clamps. That's where I'm leaving that story. So whatever. But yeah.
I almost bought a pair of those.
God.
They're very
Anyhow.
useful. It's actually a very useful tool in the shop.
My God.
And the Army Surplus
Stop
store,
it.
they sell.
Stop.
You can
right
buy it
now.
at the Army Surplus store.
I'm about to come across the table and hit you. So
Stirrups.
I didn't say stirrups. I said anyway.
What did you say? I'm not familiar.
Hush you.
No, but now,
Don't worry about it.
at after 40, in the exact same situation, it would have just been like, "Come on in, honey. We're just doing this thing we got to do."
F it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
fuck it. Seriously.
God. Ugh, that's a mess.
Let me know if you like anything you see down there. I'm into it.
Someone needs a bleaching.
He was born with a cleft asshole. What movie? Neither one of you. Oh, this is bad. This
I
is
haven't
not.
seen it.
Okay, just for the record,
I don't know.
said cleft asshole, and neither one knew what it was.
What was it?
The Big Lebowski.
Oh,
I haven't seen that movie in so
I missed
long.
it.
And plus, I was just like emotionally scarred all like.
How do you think I felt?
No, I'm just talking about in this room, as so often happens to your poor Darth Vader hindsighters. I was just emotionally scarred like crazy.
Why?
Oh my God. Because I thought I had the Matt move where I was like, duck clams. And you were like, you know what? And you just took it
I
up
can
to
top that one.
Because the hernia one's really
I
not
thought
that-
you weren't a
yeah.
top.
Ooh, power bottom.
Pillow biter. Like that one?
Just close your eyes and think of England.
Oh, no. My eyes are wide open. I'm not closing my eyes for anything. Anyhow, so there's a movie that's happening.
Yeah, but I'm going to be
Jesus
honest with you guys.
Christ.
Okay, cards on the table. I didn't really love the movie. I didn't dislike it, but
No offense. I'm kind of with you, Jason. It wasn't my
kinda
favorite
got
thing.
bored until like the end, and then it was sort of. I think they could have cut
Like an hour.
like an hour. Most of the character development stuff with Jeff Daniels,
I
it was
didn't need
good. It was good.
I like the Jeff Daniels character development. I didn't care for pretty much anything else. Like I didn't need the whole Jurassic Park beginning because that's
It was
one
a bit
thing.
long,
and
yeah.
I'll bet you that most people feel the same way about Jurassic Park is that they don't remember the first scene of Jurassic Park where it's the lawyer showing up on the raft.
Gennaro.
Gennaro
Yeah.
showing up. They don't remember that
Your
part
hand,
because
your
it,
beautiful hand. Shoot
But-
ha.
shoot ha! But yeah, it's almost the exact same ending or beginning, excuse me. But with this one, it just carries out too long. With Jurassic Park, I think Steven Spielberg cut his teeth on the beginning of this movie because he was like, okay, they go on this expedition and it takes like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay,
the movie?
let's talk Spielberg
Let's
for
go.
a second. Because for people of a certain age, Spielberg basically made my childhood, to be honest. I mean, I look back at the movies that were just the great movies.
Mm-hmm.
Jaws was before my time, but I still count it because I watched it.
Well, sure, and
You
and Jaws even applies to me, and I'm a fair bit younger than you are. But that's something that our parents actively passed on
Right.
to the following generation.
Because it was a clean movie that kids could watch. It was weird. It was terrifying, but it was a clean movie that
that's
kids
what
could
I'm saying.
watch.
Is that it's not like because my dad would never sit me down and let me watch Silence of the Lambs.
No.
But he'd be like,
No.
"Oh yeah, watch this shark eat people."
Right.
That
Because to your parents, it was so obviously fake, and like they didn't.
No, it
realize,
wasn't. That's
you know?
the thing. Because I used to sit and watch old monster movies with my dad, like Godzilla and The Blob,
love
even the
Godzilla.
one with Steve McQueen. I know that wasn't the original, but I looked at my dad. I was like, Daddy, was this pretty much as good as it got back then? Like, did this seem real? And he was like, sweetheart, I swear to God, this was like it was happening to you in the theater
Look,
when
the
you were
Blob,
watching it.
The Blob scared the bejesus out of me when I
The
was
Steve
a
McQueen
kid.
one,
Yeah.
or the
The Steve McQueen one. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was just rewatching old monster movies with my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, Godzilla, King Kong, all that. It looked so real."
Flash Gordon
Oh yeah.
with the spark. No, that's the new Flash
know.
Gordon, my friend.
Bitty 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 rammer buck. Sorry, different
That's-
movie.
That's
Anyhow.
when I first realized I was older. This was even years ago. I was probably Jade's age. And I was talking to these
I've never
young
said
analysts fresh
anything.
out of college, and he's like, "Oh, did you ever see the old Buck Rogers?" And I mean, "Oh, with Buster Crabbe." He goes, "No, with Gil Gerard." I was like, "Dude, that's the new Buck
that's
Rogers."
the Buck
you
Rogers.
asshole.
You have no fucking idea how wrong you are. I'm gonna go invent the goddamn internet right now just so I can show you how big of an asshole you are.
Where's Al Gore when you need him?
But to be fair, for me, it's the Queen song. That pretty much that was the high point
Yes.
of
What do you mean? What are we talking
Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry, Flash. Yeah.
Now, Jade, have you ever seen the old Buck Rogers with Buster Crabbe?
I have not seen. I'm aware of its
yeah.
existence, but I just haven't seen.
We must show some clips
Yeah.
with the ships on strings with
Oh, yeah.
sparklers in the back.
Oh,
That
my.
was the best they had
Well-
back in the 30s.
Well, that's like when they made the prequels to Star Wars, and there was a clone, I think, or a droid that was named Commander Cody.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as I saw that, I went, "Oh, it's named after Commando Cody." And everyone's like, "Who the fuck is Commando Cody?" and I'm like,
my.
"It was an old cereal."
Well,
from-
even when Randy was here in the studio, and
Back
we
in
were
the old
talking
days.
about the fact that there was that guy in all the furs who predated Jabba the Hutt before they really.
the Scotchman.
Yeah, exactly. Before they remade everything,
Yeah.
because I was such a nerd growing up that I watched all the outtakes and all of the interviews and stuff like that.
You talking
So
about the
I-
big fat guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
in
seen
the
that.
furs and
Yeah.
stuff
Right,
before,
right.
and then they had to integrate the fact that Han was like stepping on Jabba's tail
Oh, God.
and went up. Yeah,
looks
I
so
know it was so bad.
It's so bad.
Um,
Bloop bloop bloop.
yeah, it was pretty bad. So I remember all of that, but just because I'm.
Well, but no,
we know.
but talking about Spielberg though.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
Okay. Because
yeah, so going back, Star
so
Wars, all that, sure.
well, he was not a part of Star Wars.
He helped produce
Spielberg.
with Star Wars.
Spielberg wasn't. That was all George Lucas.
No,
Indiana Jones
no.
was both of them.
Spielberg at least like mentored at least like I don't know that he was officially.
Spielberg mentored George. No, George Lucas was much
No.
older than Spielberg. Was the kid.
Yeah, no.
He was
Spielberg.
the kid.
I thought he was involved at least.
No,
like
no. Spielberg.
Mandela effect. All
Yeah,
over.
no.
my
Spielberg had
God.
nothing to do with Star Wars.
Okay, maybe. Okay.
It would have been a lot better, Indiana Jones, Jaws, Close Encounters. I mean, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List. There's this huge list of movies that was like that was it. He was the best, and then
yeah,
something
he was
happened.
the director, and then the ship like tilted at
and
some
and,
point.
and
yeah.
it's like, where is it? Where was that moment? And I kind of think it was AI. Do you remember that movie?
I do. Artificial intelligence,
Which was not a bad movie. Not a bad movie.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think that was kind of the beginning of the end, Because now, I mean, like the last movie he did, Ready Player One.
I saw that
I
one.
didn't even
I
see it.
liked it. It was actually pretty good,
I'm-
to be honest.
I should probably watch it.
I did see that one in theaters, which is a very old sentence. So
You saw it where?
At Blockbuster Video.
people congregated.
At a movie palace?
No,
A
Blockbuster Video.
Cinematicon?
I do have a great Blockbuster Video story involving my dad. So we went years and years ago to a Blockbuster, and this was when the Ricky Bobby Talladega Nights had come out on video.
Yes.
And my dad
Which was a frighteningly long time ago.
It was.
Yeah.
No, I was still in high school or very early college, something like that. Anyway, my dad comes up to me all excited. He's like, "Jade, I picked," because gave me, and you guys remember this, like it was a treat to let your kids pick out a video of their own to watch at Blockbuster. So I got to pick up my video.
Not for me. My parents weren't interested. They took me to get a movie so that I would go off and watch a fucking movie by myself.
My parents wanted to watch a movie of their own, and
Yeah.
they were like, as a treat for you, go off and pick out a video, and that's what I would do. So I was picking out my own video. My dad comes up to me, and this is DVD time, no longer VHSs, but he was like, Jade, oh my God, I'm so excited. I found The Legend of Billy Bob Thornton. And I was like, sorry, Daddy? What? And he goes,
The one about spousal abuse?
he was like, I found The Legend of Billy Bob Thornton. And I was like, Daddy, what? And he goes, the guy, the race car guy who's really funny, who it doesn't know what to do with his hands. I was like, do you mean the Ballad of Ricky Bobby?
Really quick. This is where I started
that
to
story.
suspect that the spider killed Laura Palmer.
Ah.
It's a very Twin Peaks moment.
It is.
Right here.
And you mentioned
Thank you for
artificial
ruining that
intelligence.
story
Yes,
in
There
the
was a
meantime.
reference to artificial intelligence in this film.
There was.
Really?
Yeah, because when they were saying, when a doctor comes up or when they know there's a doctor at a party, right, and asks him about all the ailments, how do you prevent that? He says, I tell him my wife is a stockbroker, and he immediately turns, what do you think of this new artificial intelligence? This was 1990.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep,
So it's all tied together.
totally true.
Now, is that a skirt or a skort? Or
let me see.
What
I-
90s?
Those are some Reeboks right there.
That's
on his son.
me, in 1990. Well, no, I was.
I can't see the waist.
Yeah, no, I was about 11.
Yeah,
I was
there-
11
that
in
was you.
1990. Yeah, so that's me.
Yeah.
Except I had the cheap Walmart knockoff of Reeboks because my parents were fucking well not going to spend the money.
Oh, aren't those Nikes he has on?
Are they?
I thought I saw the swoosh.
The swoosh, you're
Okay,
right.
yeah,
they
then
are
they're
Nikes.
Nikes,
But they look like Reeboks because of the what do you call them? The tongues.
Only this era could create a product that was a huge thing, and it was called the pump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pump up Reeboks with the dust in it. And what even was it? It's dust.
It was the stupidest, most brilliant thing ever.
It was just like, you just
Austin
concentrate.
Powers makes
Yeah.
a reference then.
Yeah, remember the
Yeah,
one
that's
kid
true.
who? Because there was like one kid in school who had them,
Yeah.
Oh,
you know.
because one kid's family was rich enough
Yeah.
to buy him
and it was like, oh my
freaking sneakers that
god.
expensive. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like,
And
dude,
everybody took turns. It's
yeah.
so against COVID rules these days, where every kid would touch the tongue of that
Please.
shit. It's so bad. But okay, so Metcalf. All right, there's a movie.
oh yeah,
The doctor now is going to meet his maker.
Metcalf, yeah, because Metcalf has been basically destroying Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, he's
ever
an
since
asshole.
He showed up.
Yeah.
he's a real asshole.
Because he promised his practice, or not at least his patients.
Yeah, he was going to
Jeff
give all his
Daniels.
patients over.
He
Yeah.
was going to do that at the very least, if not the space, whatever. But then he's like, even my wife couldn't talk me out of retiring. So what makes you think that you're going to be able to do it, Jeff Daniels?
Every
Mr.
time,
Yale
every time
guy.
there's a spider that walks across the screen by itself. Are you okay? Were you
Yeah.
bitten by something?
No, I cut myself. It's
Oh.
okay. I'm
every
not
time-
sure how. We're okay.
Every time a spider walks across the screen by itself, it looks kind of sassy.
Because it just bit someone. Yeah.
I'm a bat, y'all. I'm a bat that hairy leg.
Sachet in vogue.
So Metcalf has been screwing over Jeff Daniels left and right since Jeff Daniels came to town, and Jeff Daniels is having a hard time. Like his house is falling down because of supposedly termites. What
It was
was
bad
that?
wood.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah,
wood.
John Goodman. Oh, so John Goodman.
Goodman.
We haven't even brought him.
Well, he
up
hasn't
yet.
been in it yet.
Yes, he has.
Did he inspect it for the bad wood?
No, he hasn't been in it yet.
I thought he did.
No, he doesn't show up. It's a long time before John Goodman
Yeah,
shows
it's a
up.
really long-ass
and
movie, you're
and,
right.
and it's John Goodman as Bill Murray in Caddyshack with spiders.
No, that's
Yeah.
exactly who he is. 'Cause he's just
he
like,
sort of even talked like him.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I just you get rid of bad wood.
Yeah.
You replace it with good wood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you were replace it with good wood.
It's
That's what you do.
gonna need about a 9-iron.
So the Dalai Lama and I were playing golf.
He never tipped me. Never tipped me.
He stiffed me. He stiffed me.
But
Oh, look at that toe. That's a hot toe right there. Ooh,
well,
yeah.
he had a seizure,
Yeah.
according to him.
And the hammer toe.
The spider-
Hammer toe.
Yeah.
Do. Yeah.
Foul. Get
so,
out.
So Dr. May, get out.
Leave.
That's
Right.
from, yeah. But no, thankfully the doctor's now dead.
Yes.
And
yes.
Jeff
Woody-o.
Daniels has to appear sad.
And the guy from
Well, because Jeff Daniels does
Yeah.
have a moment in the beginning where he's like, "Yeah, Metcalf is not going to give me his patience," and his wife is like, "What are we going to do?" And Jeff Daniels is
Kill
like, "I
him.
don't know, kill him." Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the spider,
they
the
got their
Arachna,
wish.
handles that for him.
I wonder how many, because this is, the impression I got was it was in New England, right?
No, it's California.
This is
Is it in California?
yeah, just
because they moved like south from San Francisco.
Okay.
Or
Okay. Oh,
something.
okay,
it seems like
And-
New England though.
Okay, so maybe more people in California wear bolo neckties than
Yeah, of
Joe
course.
Polo.
We don't do that in the
Yeah.
Northeast.
Yeah, the doctor is dead.
Metcalf.
Is dead. And
Jennings is Jeff Daniels, and he's now the town
Yeah.
doctor that Metcalf.
And he
is
bought
at.
the old Daniels place.
Yep.
That's what because the scientist guy asks. He points at the picture that Jeff Daniels' wife just hung up.
The
He goes,
old-
"What barn is that?" And he goes, "Oh, it's the old Daniels place."
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah.
funny.
And
But-
the sheriff did actually die originally. They filmed it.
Oh, they did.
The sheriff
Lloyd?
Lloyd dies.
Lloyd's an asshole. I wish they had
He-
kept that.
He's driving
Lloyd sucks.
he's driving his car and a spider bites him and he like crashes his car. But they cut it from the movie because you'll notice in the movie the sheriff just vanishes. Like,
Yeah,
he's
I
in
di-
it
I
and
did
then he's
kind
just
of-
gone.
Okay, I just thought he was just, out of the way since Jennings had kind of taken over as the town,
Yeah.
logical person. But
The
anyway,
director's cut was 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
They had to cut a few things
As
out.
happened.
of
The
it,
only
right?
person who's not lining up to be a hot lunch.
but yeah, so Jennings at first is discredited because Metcalf is calling him out for, first of all, and this sort of goes back to our Sleepy Hollow episode, Jason, because
Episode,
I know
episode.
beebity, that's all, folks. No, but how Ichabod wanted to perform autopsy, and
Right.
somehow in New York they were really upset with Ichabod about that, but in this small town they weren't.
Hey.
And in this episode,
They're
go
hip and
from
groovy.
no, but they go from a big city like San Francisco, where autopsy is a normal form of practice, and then they go to the small city where they're like, "No, you want to cut her up? Like, no, absolutely."
It's San Francisco. That's where the Zodiac Killer was. Dirty Harry was in San Francisco.
Yes, it's a mess. So
It was a big one. Callahan, he did this to
And
me.
who's this friend? Bunny.
Fuck Bunny.
Bunny.
Fuck Bunny.
PNS Bunny, Mr. Brown. Who
Yeah.
who the hell is that?
I'm thinking that perhaps they should have cut the whole bunny piece
Yes.
out.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
so not relevant.
I know.
I mean, the only thing that's kind of interesting is you get to see them throw the book on the
and
spider.
they squish the spider.
And when you see the picture of the actual book, and they actually made a hollowed out book with foam, so they could
Did
throw.
they?
Yeah, they had special shoes. Whenever John Goodman stepped
It's
on
my
the spider,
special shoes.
yeah, it was a special shoe with the sole cut out and a piece of foam, so you could step right on the spider, but you wouldn't hurt the spider.
Because no spiders were harmed in the
No
in
spider-
the making
No
of this
animals.
They did, however, in any scene where you see dead spiders, they just went to the place where they kept all the spiders and found the ones who died
Film. Got it.
and used those. But
Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
That was
that's
fun.
fine.
Spiders are important.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were just trying to build a little additional suspense, a little stress, and just if you don't like creepy crawly spiders, it's kind of
No one does.
out. And
What is the fuck with the doll?
the doll's like
that bothered me because honestly,
the doll's
those
eyes open?
Yeah.
which they
Hindsighters.
don't. Those dolls don't operate that way. I will tell you this.
Except
because-
on that one island in Mexico.
Yes. I know exactly.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
Yeah. Do you know?
Doll Island. I have no idea.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
no. That you just
Yeah,
said
Doll
it. You
Island.
said it in
Doll
English.
Island, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Tell your story, then we'll educate him.
Anyway, with those dolls in particular, there's no way in hell because those dolls were designed to open their eyes when you sat them up.
Yes.
So when when you bring them up, they open their eyes, but when you lay them down, it's like they're going to sleep. So their little eyes, just
Close.
Yeah. There's no way in hell that a spider is just coming into the room and the doll's like, what? No, that's not happening ever. No. Absolutely not. That was scary as shit to me.
Yeah, and
I hated that.
And it worked.
It's very unmotivated, because it's like the doll opening its eyes is whatever. But no, Doll Island is a place in Mexico. There was I've heard like 4 different stories about how this came to be. And the one that seems to be sort of consistent is that the caretaker of this island, there was a girl that died there. And
Isla de las Muñecas.
Okay.
Yes.
And he
Just to be clear.
he brought a doll out to this island to sort of like appease the spirit of this girl.
Of a girl who had been killed by a shark or something.
A dinosaur.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah, it does. But he was doing that to appease her spirit.
Yeah,
yes.
and then he brought a second doll, and a third, and a fourth,
and it never stopped.
And he died years ago. The original guy.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's been gone for a while, and the people who've taken it over they kept doing it. The entire island is covered with dolls.
Yeah, it's
and
effing horrifying.
Like Josh Gates. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his documentaries. I like Josh Gates. I like his programming. He does.
Can you go to this island?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can go to it. Yeah, you can go to it.
It's just its own little thing, and there's one house that's there. Like the guy has to go to the mainland just to, to even get groceries and live a normal life and stuff. But like. The trees have grown around the dolls.
Yes.
That's what's super effing disturbing
it's so
about
creepy.
It's so horrifying.
And like Josh Gates has footage of him walking, and there's one of those dolls, and there's footage of one of those dolls, and the eyes just roll open,
because they are pretty concerned that it is.
God didn't like that.
It might be.
Sorry,
haunted.
God.
Lo siento. Lo siento mucho. Anyway, but yeah, the trees have like grown around the dolls, like through their eyes and stuff, and it's
that's creepy.
It's horrifying.
It is legitimately horrifying. I want to go there. That's on the bucket list.
Oh, is
I don't want to spend the night there necessarily.
I was about to say I'm not spending a night there.
I could do it.
I'll go there with you, gentlemen, so long as it's a day trip.
And we need
as long as you promise to protect me.
Because I brought this up to you, right, about the haunted prison, the haunted jail.
Which
in
one?
Savannah, I think it was. No, Charleston. It was in Charleston.
Yeah.
Where I was watching the documentary where the guy said that when they were refurbishing it, when they first took it over as a historical monument, and the carpenters all were like, "We don't really want to stay here right now. We're going to leave. We'll be back tomorrow."
We talked about this off camera. That's what it was. Okay. So
and the next day, all the sawdust was everywhere, and the guy opened it up, and there's like footprints all over the sawdust.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? Why don't the 3 of us?
Is it nearby? Let's go.
It's in Charleston.
Yeah,
it's not that far.
Let's spend the night.
Let's spend the night there. Let's get some cameras and let's go and just spend the fucking night there.
I am taking all of my knives. That's all I have to say. It probably won't help,
but
it will make me feel better.
It won't do any good.
It'll only be good against us.
Yeah, exactly.
Wake up.
Damn it. Anyway, so at some point,
where's Jason? Meanwhile, at the Marriott, I'm in a bathrobe.
I'm at a spa. Anyhow, so here's something that happened. So Lucius Malfoy, the spider expert, from the beginning of the movie, he specifies saying like, oh, not only am I good at, capturing spiders, whatever, but I'm good at identifying new ones.
Yeah.
So that's his whole deal.
That's his bag.
So yeah, that's his whole, that's so his bag, baby. So Jeff Daniels calls the spider expert and basically asks him for an afternoon of his time, saying, listen, I think something bad is happening in my town. Can you please come check this out? And going back to earlier a little in the episode where you were talking about how many insects that spiders eat, Jason, he was like, do you know how many spiders inhabit and he's just being the most condescending mother melon farmer that you can possibly imagine about freaking spiders. And
can I just point out rigor mortis? Continue.
Yeah, that's a thing.
But look how beautiful her skin
I know.
is.
I'm telling you.
Even
Bitch, she looks
and
good
she,
even
She was
dead.
buried
She
how
looks better
long?
than I do.
A week
God.
ago? She was buried
Yeah.
a week ago?
I don't look that good now.
Which is so funny because the first guy that got bitten by these spiders, it was like he was exsanguinated.
Well, because the spider was in the coffin with him for the whole trip. Because they talk
to
about that.
dine on him.
Yeah, the spider was
but one spider, like no,
he was the general. He
He's
has
a
a
big spider.
huge penis.
He's hungry. It's big, and vicious.
Don't
and big
say,
teeth.
don't say the thing. Don't do it.
You know what that's from? His big gnashing teeth. It's a rabbit.
Cough.
I have a Range Rover. Okay, I bring the kids.
I
were we?
know
So
you are.
They exhumed the
They
bodies.
exhumed the bodies
Yes.
of everybody,
Yes.
including Margaret. So
And tell me this didn't creep you out a little bit. He's in his...
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Daniels is in his bed and he sees this giant tarantula on the wall. And I had to take my I was listening with headphones. I had to take it off because the music scared me too much. I was jumping the whole time. My wife was watching something on her phone. She's like, what's the matter? I'm like,
Oh hell no.
I mean, look at it. It looks just like a tarantula.
It is such a fundamentally human thing to be terrified
Yes.
of
Of
spiders.
spiders.
And the weird thing is, spiders really aren't that dangerous.
They're
They're really not. Now, brown recluse,
Ooh, no.
No.
We found 4 of those when moving from our
That's not
apartment to our house.
That's
it was
not cool.
There was one on the underside of my blender, and I was like, burn it with fire. Like, I just like I didn't.
Or
it-
with hairspray, right?
Yeah.
anything.
because
I
in
don't
my
care.
house, like we rescue bugs. If there's a bug in the house,
Yes.
we get the bug, we take it outside. You know, it's a compassion thing. I don't like killing things.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
they provide a balance to nature. Like even
Right.
at Starbucks, I did that. I would capture bees when they would drive through. They would come through the drive-through window. I would capture them in a little cup. And
Yeah,
then put
and
them
take
back
them out.
outside.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
But
When they come through the drive-through
and
for a
When
coffee.
they drive through the
Yeah.
they drive in the come through window, right?
oh, God.
Isn't that what? That's what I thought. That's where I thought she was going.
That's where you wanted me to be going. There's a big difference. Anyway.
So there's a little preppy guy that Horatio Sands sent in his stead because he's too good to come.
Horatio Sands.
No, it's Horatio Hornblower.
There you go again, taking it down a dark road, right?
No, I was. It's a real guy.
I know. But what is it? Something Sands. But
Anyway.
Camille.
Jeremiah Sands. It's
Anyway.
Yeah, coffee cup.
He sends the preppy guy who doesn't really know anything.
Coffee cup.
Yeah, so
cup.
that's what I was getting toward is that
Coffee cup.
Lucius Malfoy, who's he's the expert in the spiders, and he cannot be bothered to spend
To
his
go
own
himself.
time.
He's
yeah,
too busy.
He's
to
too
spend
busy.
his own time
Come
in that
on.
little-
We all know, you know.
in that little town. Yeah.
Wait, arachnologists are very busy people. They're constantly.
They're going
you
to
know.
South America to identify something
Yeah.
new.
I want to be an arachnologist.
Even the assistant is like, he's looking for a new spider in South America. It's a big deal to us. Like, sorry, clearly my boss doesn't have time for you. But yeah, then the boss man gets word from his assistant. Holy shit, this really is a problem with spiders. Get your ass out here.
The camera
right
goes
now.
around him and he's like, this shit just got real.
Yeah.
And exactly.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile,
did
Lloyd
it.
is eating a family bag size of chips.
No, he's eating
His
cereal.
his breakfast
a box
cereal.
of
Oh, is
cereal.
it cereal? It looks like
And there's
one
a
of the...
spider in there.
Yeah, I so expected this guy to put his hand on a spider. The
Yeah.
way he like he drapes it over the
Yeah.
because I've done that. You know, I mean, how many times in your
Lloyd.
life, honestly, have you just put your hand somewhere and something's moving?
Yes. Yes.
No, thank you.
At night, there was one night I ran through a spider web and it went in my mouth. Oh, I was like, oh,
God.
that's why I've worn this mask ever since with the spider symbol on it, you see.
No, Brian Regan, one of my favorite comedians, has a
Yes.
joke about that because he talks about like, yeah, you seem like a sane person until a little bee starts chasing you around, or you run into a spider web, and you're just like, oh my God, look.
Well, wait. Okay, so have you ever had the experience of being on the road, driving in your car, and seeing a spider in your car?
Yes.
And you're like, it's like you immediately no. You go into this like bomb squad moment where you're like,
Bobby
okay,
Fischer like intensity.
okay, keep the car going straight. Keep it going straight.
Keep it between the lines.
If I have to figure out which of the legs to cut.
Oh God. Well, see, that's the thing. When I'm home alone and it's just me and my dogs, like I will execute the hell out of a bug. That's just what happens. Like I even tried to save a spider the other day when I was totally by myself. I put a cup around it and then I forgot how fast spiders can move. And it was just like, it was going all over this cup and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Tell me this is not gross. Look, it went right down her cleavage and down her belly button and now it's about to touch her.
I knew you hated that moment.
Now it's on her foot. Oh, you think he's going to get... He
I know.
sat on the toilet.
I know. I'm amazed that guy didn't. Yeah, I'm
They're in
amazed.
two different bathrooms.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. So what's happening, Hindsiders, is the fact that for some reason the dad is trying to barge in on the same.
Well, she was screaming. That's why.
No. At first, he's trying to barge in. And he's like, "You take too long in the bathroom," and the
it's
wife
his
is like,
fucking house.
I guess so. But the wife is like, "Just go downstairs. Use the toilet down there. Whatever. Who cares?" And then he hears the daughter screaming. So then he goes to check on the daughter, which totally makes sense because when you hear your women screaming, you got to go check on them.
It's not his daughter, though.
It isn't?
No, that was.
Or is it his son's girlfriend?
It's his son's girlfriend because that's what I thought it was his daughter.
I thought it was.
But then when he walks in and she gets all like, "Oh, you're looking at me naked," and she pulls and then the son comes around the corner. He has
a full moment where he like looks down at her.
and then the dude comes around the corner and it's like,
makes me feel better.
Okay,
it's not his own
they really didn't make that very clear.
No,
they didn't.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up.
No, I do, and I do appreciate that. But at the very least, he did come to check on her when she started
she was
screaming.
Yeah,
because
luckily he did because a spider had crawled into the toilet that he sat on.
Yeah, that's
and his
no.
Junk was about
it did. Yeah, it did. It totally did.
I thought it went down the drain in the shower, not the
no.
There were two spiders.
Oh, there were two different
There were two.
ones. Okay.
No, one went into the toilet.
See, this is what happens when I don't watch a movie like 4 times before I see it. Guys, I don't remember everything properly, so that's the problem.
Sheldon and Lloyd, The New Adventures.
Catching a spider beneath a champagne glass. It's a special art.
Here he is.
Here comes John.
Here's John Goodman. And do you know who's in the truck with him?
This is the second time he's shown up. Who?
Dana Carvey.
Nope. Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Spielberg's in the passenger. He's in the passenger seat.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
And he told John Goodman, he said, "No one but you and me are ever going to know that I'm in this truck with you." And John Goodman let it out in an interview where he told that story.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah,
could you imagine just sitting in a truck with Steven Spielberg?
Probably like the kids in Jurassic Park. That's not a hint toward a future.
What would you ask Spielberg? What would you ask him
if you could anything?
No, you just he's in the truck with you. Because it can't be anything about movies.
No.
It's got to be like Burger King, McDonald's.
It would have to be something that like happened recently and current events or something that he was interested in.
Did you love what was the name of the alien in Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Oh, Puck.
Yeah, Puck. Did you love E.T., Puck, Bruce, or the T-Rex? Best.
He hated Bruce. I know that.
He fucking hated Bruce.
Well, Bruce was a pain in the ass.
He wanted to kill Bruce.
Yeah.
Because Bruce just sat at the bottom of
the shark is not working.
The water.
The shark is not working.
Yeah. Well, and that was part of the problem with, and we'll get into it when we do our Jurassic Park episode, because that's happening, Hindsiders. Jeff Goldblum. Anyway, so Bruce and the T-Rex, I know, were a huge pain in the ass. So I guess I would then narrow it down and be like, Puck or E.T.?
I think Puck.
Probably. No, I would ask corn or flour tortillas. And Spielberg would go, flour. And I'd go, right on.
Right on.
Yeah, because flour is better.
It's better.
It is better.
They're
it
much
is.
better. They taste better.
Or he would say corn, and I would go, mind blown.
Because I'm sorry, corn is just not better.
Is that a Jack Black thing, mind blown?
I don't even know where
He does it really well.
He does it. I don't know if he's the first person or
no, he's
or,
not.
Yeah.
No, I used to like Jack Black, but I'm watching Community now, and I don't like him anymore.
That
He is a
that was the scariest thing ever when you texted about the Community the other night. I was like, holy shit, I'm watching it at the exact same
That's weird.
time. That's so scary. But
You don't have to hang out with them anymore.
well, like
You're
I
with
said,
us now. Wow.
wow,
Wow.
wow. But, yeah, we went through this the last episode. I think it was off microphone, but yeah. So Mr. Brown and I are watching Community.
Yes.
At the behest of Jason, but Jason is watching John Mulaney at the behest of Mr. Brown. And
I know, and now we got to
so
come up
Mr.
with
Brown
something
and me.
else.
I know.
You know, like I'm
No,
trying
we
to
will.
I'm trying to think of something else that I actually. Well, actually, you know what? I've mine is going to be easy because my next one would be either MST3K or Riff Tracks, and I think you guys are already on board with that.
We are, and we
You
can
know,
talk about
yeah.
the Riff Tracks one off microphone. So, because Jason
Yes.
chickened out, so we'll talk.
No,
about
but then I-
that.
but then I-
no,
but then I-
I know.
but then I
I'm
came
not gonna
back.
mention anything besides
I
that on
manned up
microphone.
again.
So just chill out. But so
This is why you always
movie.
carry a bunch of mice with you, just in case you need to test this shit.
Yeah, just in case. En
Yeah.
caso de emergencia, necesito mais.
Oh, speak American.
No. Mr. Brown, 2/3 of the people understand me no matter which language I'm speaking in this studio. So suck it, Jason.
Estaf tapakoyan.
Anyway.
Yo hablo mujer. The idioma de mujer.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? Anyhow, so
See.
finally, Lucius Malfoy has found it, worthy of his precious time to show up in the Catskills or wherever the hell they are.
I know. That's I know that.
I know it's in California. I just don't know where.
It seems like Maine. to
It
me.
does though.
It
It's-
does.
It seems
It
like
seems-
Maine.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
For
Stephen
sure.
King
Yes,
film.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so Lucius Malfoy has shown up to show his spider expertise.
Yes.
And,
Julian Sands.
Yes.
That's right. His name's Julian.
What kind of trees are these? They're Douglas firs.
like we
Douglas
have in Maine.
firs.
Like we have in
I
the
just need a
It
hotel,
Town.
clean, reasonably priced. The right people will get all of these references. You won't, but the right people will.
They will. So
Diane, I just want to know what happened to who really killed JFK.
God, those fellows on the grassy, those spiders on the grassy knoll. Oh my God. So Lloyd's still alive and John Goodman's still involved. So gentlemen, catch us up. Like, give us some, exposition.
They finally figured out they have a big spider problem with spiders that are super, 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 super lethal. And also will produce 1 billion eggs, and then it'll
In
kill,
24 hours.
It'll kill everyone in this town, and then the next town, and then the next
kill them.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
and then the next
And
day.
science won't be able to save us.
Well, because that's something that confused me throughout this movie is that like they don't mention brown recluses, but they do mention black widows, and they say even in the worst case of
Black Widow.
black
will kill
widows,
you.
I've never seen one kill anybody that wasn't
they're-
like an
they're-
infant.
Yeah, there hasn't been a brown recluse black widow death in America for like 25 years.
Well, mostly what they do is they just
Yeah.
destroy the area that they bite.
Yeah,
Brown
like
recluse.
even a
That-
brown recluse will do that.
But I don't think a Black Widow does.
No, Black Widow does
Black
that.
Widow
Yeah.
can kill you, but like the brown recluse is the one that like it's
the
almost
flesh
like
just falls
yeah,
away.
your flesh just it's like
Yeah.
acid. Your
Oh, and
flesh
I know
just
2 people have been bitten by
dissolves.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so and
My dad actually got bitten on the leg. There was one under his desk, and he must have just
See?
like bumped his leg up, and it got him, and he had this big old just huge welt. But the thing is, though, spiders really don't kill people. Black widows,
they're like snakes.
25
They-
years.
They don't go out of their way to attack people. They're too
No.
small in comparison. But
No, they
like,
want to get away from you.
But these and there's Drew Carey's assistant.
How
What's
cool
her
would
name?
how cool would it be if
Yes,
on the
that's right.
episode
From the Drew Carey show.
they're watching Mimi?
Yeah,
Mimi.
Mimi.
If the
Oh,
if
Spider in the
the Wheel of Fortune episode was the one with Murdoch on it,
That would have been great.
that would have been so
Oh.
awesome. That should be the only Wheel. I know.
She's about to. So she's okay. In this case, she's about to ingest the spider, but the spider's still venomous. It's not poisonous. Just
That's
because
right.
she ingested it doesn't make it poisonous. So,
It bites the inside of her mouth. Probably.
Yeah, it has to. Yeah,
Because she
if you
grabbed
eat
popcorn. And,
if you eat a spider, it's not going to hurt you.
right.
The venom isn't going to hurt you. Your stomach acid will break
We'll eat it
up.
up.
Yeah,
That's kind of like, honestly, with COVID.
like a great white shark. If you eat it first, it's harmless.
Yeah, you're
totally
good, yeah.
harmless. Yeah.
Good to go.
So
Shark fin
if you ever get attacked by a great white
Mechanical
shark,
shark fin soup!
yeah, try to eat it first.
Yes.
That's my rule.
Bite it first.
Yeah.
And see what happens. That's our professional advice.
That's our advice to you, and we fully endorse that.
Just bite its
We're
liver
going to
out.
get so
Yeah.
sued. At least you're an attorney.
No, we're not, because whoever does that is going to be dead.
It's true. Their spouses might witness.
No, they're
it,
too
though.
stupid to be married. if they're listening to us for shark advice, they are way too dumb to reproduce.
Bite the shark. Don't jump the shark.
Bite the
it.
shark.
So
Julian Sands, Lucius Malfoy,
Horatius Hornblower.
whatever his name is, has discovered the location
Yes.
of the.
we're listening.
He's so proud of his hornblower bit, isn't he? They've discovered the location, the nucleus, so to speak, the where it's all started, and that is, of course, Jeff Daniels, Dr. Jennings' barn. And also, Dr. Jennings is discovering 2 new bodies.
Yeah.
That's the mortician and his wife, Mimi? No.
Mimi.
Kiki?
Yeah, Mimi from
Mimi.
the Drew Carey
Mimi
show.
from the Drew Carey show.
Would this movie been better if it was Jeff Goldblum?
Anything's better with
Yeah,
Jeff
okay.
Goldblum.
Continue.
I love me a
And-
smart man.
Yeah, so Julian Sands, Mr. Slappy Bob. Royal, what's the name that you like to give him?
Did I say Rumpy Pump?
Rumpy Pump.
No slappy Bob.
I like Rumpy Pump.
Rumpy Pump.
It reminds me of
Of course, you like
times
a
on the
name
boat.
with the word pump in it.
Baron Rumpy Pump.
Baron Rumpy Pump.
He outranks you. God damn!
He's breaking the whole place down now.
Jesus H. Christ.
Oh my gosh. So he,
Oh, wait. Hang on a second.
we can take a break
We have to take a break. We have to take a
to
break.
reassemble our studio.
Sorry.
Oh, the camera stopped working.
Oh no.
Oh no.
God,
She broke it.
I broke it.
hang on.
There we
My-
go.
Rumpy
It
Pump.
stopped. Now I need the code.
Okay,
So
wait, hang on.
Sorry.
Hang on.
Too much Rumpy Pump.
Crap,
tonight.
yours is broken too.
Quit pumping so hard.
Hang on. Hang on.
pumping. Full on pumping.
Oh my.
Okay, your camera is back, so you tell everybody we're going to be back in 1 second.
Hey,
We'll be
gang.
back in 1 second.
What he said.
And we're back.
Already?
Yes, we're back.
Thank God for beer.
And yes, thank God for beer.
Yes.
And so
Speaking of which.
they're gonna. Oh wait, hang on. Let me switch over to your camera. Here, hand it to me. I'll put it close to the camera.
Variant beer.
Yes. Thank you, Variant.
I actually changed my flavor this week. What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were giving the finger for a second.
Brewing company.
It was then that I discovered tragically that Jason could not read.
Have you seen the Halloween episode of Community with the where they tell the stories yet?
Not the stories. I did
Oh,
see the
okay.
one
I'm not gonna
where
ruin it.
the zombies.
You
I
don't-
saw
don't
saw
ruin
that one. So let's go on a BoJack tour again, like we did. So we'll catch up later, but let me know where you're at, and then I'll try and kind of stay level with where you're at. Because yeah, BoJack was a bit of an emotional tour for the two of us because you dropped Anchor super hard and gave up on BoJack.
Well, and I did. It got to a point where I just couldn't handle the the weird thing
The
about
poignancy, like it was so difficult.
yeah, the weird thing about BoJack is that I stopped at season 3. I finished season 3.
Okay, I picked up on season 2. We've talked about this before, but the two of us had to check in with each other because Adam would be like, "Okay, I just watched this episode. Are you there yet?" And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, I'm
Because
taking a
little
break
cat.
for a minute
Yeah.
because this
have to.
happened."
Yeah.
It's awful. So yeah, that's why I texted you the other night, and I was like, "Hey, wait for the claymation episode of
Oh
Community."
yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So
I'm working my way through community.
Don't you think that's a bit much?
Just,
We do that. David and I do that joke all the time.
I'm sure.
Christmas pterodactyl.
He's not there yet. Leave him alone.
I'll
so,
see it, and it'll all make sense.
Then I'll wait for you so that you and I
Annie.
can watch it together. Because
Annie.
Annie's boobs. I finally get that joke
Yes.
because you've been making it for
Yes, Annie's
years now.
boobs.
Anyway,
For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be in a mafia movie.
So we are at the finale.
yes.
Yes.
Of
So
this
what's
film.
going on with the movie?
Yeah, a bunch of spiders show up.
The
and then
spiders have all broken out, and they're covering the first and second floor of the
Yes.
house.
Yes.
And they're all going up to the second floor to get
They're-
out.
Binding.
Yes. And
Believe
there's-
it.
There's literally thousands.
All right, go ahead. Go
They're
ahead.
coming out from underneath the door. They're coming through sockets. They're coming through everything.
Yeah, they're coming out of electrical sockets. It
Hard
makes
men
no-
are coming, and they're coming hard.
And you can bet your bottom dollar that cats and old ladies and these two brothers have a bond.
I don't get it. Is it like a lotion or
I'm not sure.
fucking spiders in the drain?
They're
Not
coming
sure,
out of the
Morty.
plumbing.
Don't like that scene.
Maybe they'll do
Don't
a
like
board
that
driven.
scene.
But yeah,
But it's important to know that none of these warrior spiders are allowed to be near the main nest.
Right. Yes.
why is that? Please
So that
explain
they
that
don't,
to the
they don't
hindsighters.
tamper with they don't kill the newborns as they come out.
Because they're cannibals.
Yes, but
They're
cannibals.
assholes.
Because they're assholes.
Because spiders are assholes.
Yeah, they are. They really
So
are.
that's the thing is that they take over a whole city, but they would destroy their own at the same time. Like that just, I guess it's an animal.
I
thing.
don't know. I don't know.
They're hard coded to do that.
No man, porta. Like I just don't know.
But this
So,
is when it all comes together. So Jeff Daniels can't get out. His whole family gets
Yeah.
out, and the friend gets out.
Meanwhile,
They climb down. He's
John
still,
Goodman.
John Goodman comes out, and
And he's got acid now.
yeah. Well, he's got his home brew or whatever, his special blend.
Which only melts spiders.
Yes.
It doesn't melt wood or paint or anything
or
else.
metal or
And Jeff Bridges falls through the fucking
Daniels.
floor. Jeff
Daniels.
very
don't you
different
see-
people.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude.
Bad wood.
Sorry, dude.
Bad wood.
Women hate bad,
Bad
wood,
wood.
gentlemen.
Bad
Yeah,
wood.
bad wood.
Women
He would not have
hate
fallen
bad
through the
wood.
floor
Yeah.
if they hadn't have set up that
Yes.
beginning, right?
Yep.
See, it goes full circle.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
The other night I was reading an Edgar Allan
Crisscross.
poem and I thought, that's so Raven. I wanted to say that just to piss you off. Don't worry about it.
I'm riding the laugh
Don't worry
right
about
now.
it. Don't worry
I gotta
about
wait
it.
for the laugh to almost be over.
Well, speaking of
and-
things that are gonna make Jason mad, I have
Oh,
to do
God.
this. And
Why make him mad?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I get horrible gas.
here's the thing, hindsighters, is that
Like Lou Ferrigno used to.
I'm not married to either gentleman on this show. However, I do still I study them like an anthropologist. For instance, sometimes the button on Jason's midriff shirt will come open, revealing his stomach to the world. Pointing this out to him confuses and it upsets him.
I don't. I mean, I know.
It only upsets him when he's drunk. He's sober now. He
Yes,
has no
I'm
idea.
sober
What,
now.
he has no
to
idea
ma-
what you're
but-
talking
but
about.
to
Yeah,
make it up-
I know. Yeah.
To make it up to you, I will tell you this. Hey, man, I like your button.
Oh wait, hang on.
I've been waiting to do that bit for weeks.
You gotta wait till he wears a button-down shirt. Though.
Yeah, I know, it's-
He's got a pullover.
I know, I've
But
got
he's
a-
not
I've
going to
got a
remember,
polo
though,
shirt
because
on.
if he's sober, it doesn't matter. So, whatever. Now, Jeff Daniels
He
is
falls
fighting the
through
spiders
the floor.
with
He's in the
a shovel.
basement. Right, but there's
I'll
no
have
other.
you know, this is the first beer I've had since breakfast. Okay, so
Are you are you drinking? I'm not drunk.
no, excuse me, I have to get back to rehab.
So,
But there's two spiders here. Is it the general and the queen?
I don't know. I don't know.
It just got confusing.
Yeah,
because I thought
it's-
there was a main bad one, but there's two. And Jeff
well,
Daniels
he had to
is
mate
fighting
with
them.
somebody to make all those eggs
So that
to
was the
produce all
house
the other
spider?
spiders. So
That was
I guess so. It just I don't
Oh,
know.
you're just a little house spider with a gun.
stick him up.
But these spiders
Get the
jump.
wall, motherfucker.
I'm taking over this shitty floor.
Little spider. What do you think? I'm fucking stupid, Hans?
It's just so. I guess let's fill in some space here, Mr. Brown. Why did you pick this movie?
Because we put him on the spot.
Well, you told me to pick a movie.
He had 2 weeks. You and I picked shark movies, very unoriginal, and so
I Googled the best, animal horror movies.
No,
right?
we want the worst.
I know, but I thought let me come in with a good one because clearly Shivers left a bad impression.
Yeah.
It left an indelible mark in this
Yeah.
one. And I thought, and
She'll
I remember
never forget it.
this one when I first saw it, got a lot of rave reviews. People enjoyed it, they liked it. So I thought, let me present it and see if the gang enjoys it. And
Well-
it seems like they were bored by it.
Well, let's on
he
that
heard us
note.
talking
On that
while he
note,
was out of the room.
let's go ahead. Spoiler alert: he kills the spider.
He does. Kill
Jeff
them all.
Daniels beats up the spiders, just like Tommy Lee Jones beats up the
Yes,
volcano.
yeah. Tommy Lee Jones beats the shit out of that fucking volcano.
I'm gonna be
The
easy on
volcano-
the table because I knocked down so
Yeah,
much
that's true.
equipment.
Yeah,
earlier.
the volcano was all like, "I didn't kill my wife,"
And Tommy Lee Jones was like, "I don't care."
and then the volcano was like, "You
know that
switched,
ballroom.
you switched the
Yes.
tissues." And then,
You switch the samples so
Yeah,
you can
switch-
have what? Provasic. We're gonna do this forever now. I've
might be mixing some movies.
and some John Mulaney
yeah,
specials. So that ballroom.
yes.
Anyway,
I've never seen Snakes on a Plane. Is that any good?
I've never seen it either.
It's Snakes on a Plane is like
Sharknado.
it's
In a way.
almost like Sharknado. It's aware. That's why like
it's aware of how bad it is.
yeah, that's
yes.
why like Jaws 3D was so entertaining because they were literally trying to make a good movie.
Well,
you know,
at first
and
they
they
were trying to
failed.
make a spoof, and then they just did the best that they could with it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
with Snakes on a Plane, the one thing that I do know about that movie is because my very best friend, who has since passed, he had come home that night from seeing that movie with a girlfriend or something, and I was like, "Oh, so how was Snakes on a Plane?" Because it was like the movie of the summer. It was a big deal, and he goes, "Samuel L. Jackson says this, so Mom, don't get mad because I'm quoting." I am sick and motherfucking tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. And I was like, I know that about the movie. He goes, oh, that's all you need to know
Yeah,
about
that's
the
it.
movie. Like, he was
Okay.
like, don't pay money to go see it.
It took 2 days to film just the sequence with the bottle throws.
Why?
2 days.
So,
two
exposition.
13-hour days.
Exposition.
Yeah, Jeff
13
Foxworthy is fighting the
And
the
Hayes-
tarantula.
Yeah.
And Hayes just fighting the spider.
Jefferson Davis is fighting the main spider, and
This is what senility sounds like, and we're there a little early. aren't we?
anyway, yeah.
Damn it.
Okay, if I can be serious for a moment, the Jeffersons are fighting the spider. Okay,
Right.
and they
Wheezy.
yes, Wheezy,
All right. It's gonna be
and
over soon.
and
I'm trying.
Jorge and Wheezy.
there's like about a 60-second part of the epic battle where the hero Jeff crap I'm out of Jeff's Jeff Winger is underneath a wine rack,
Yes.
and it took 2 13-hour days to film just that with him throwing wine bottles at the spider and trying to miss the
Abed would
spider.
have gotten it in one take.
He would have, exactly. They actually, when they shot this, they saved it for the end and they sent everyone home just so that they could. And it was, I think, at the end, the entire battle sequence at the end was like 2 weeks
Wow.
of filming.
Lord.
And no, it's amazing, to
that's
think about what
impressive.
it goes into making a movie when it's all practical effects. It's
Yeah,
fire.
that's
it's,
true.
It's you've got this Jamie Heineman animatronic spider. This is what filmmaking.
It's all really down to timing at the end
Yeah.
of the day, and
Yeah.
like really just like I said, it's timing. You have to hit that spider at the exact right time, like
Right.
especially if you're cranking it up and it's gonna crawl across the room or whatever. Like,
Right.
practical effects were they were a magical thing
Oh,
in
absolutely.
and of themselves.
Absolutely.
Like it made
when they were done right, they were the best thing in the world. when they were done
but
wrong.
it took so many hit or miss kind of attempts to make it happen in the
Yeah.
first place. Yeah, it's kind of like with Slimer being
Yeah.
covered by being packing peanut, right?
Yeah.
And he was just sprayed with tempera paint. Yeah, so sometimes it's just absolute genius and it's great, and it absolutely feeds to the feel of the movie because the spiders feel real, like they look real, and you can just feel them crawling up your arm.
It's the art part of it, you know. I mean, if you've got the right artists with the right sort of vision, you know, in charge.
Oh, and this
This is
the
his
callback.
baby. This is the callback to when he was a little baby.
Tell us.
And he was arachnophobic because a daddy longleg climbed up his leg when he was a little baby. All he had was a diaper on, and now he is a grown man. And this the grand finale, the tarantula or whatever, is climbing up his leg. But
It
then
looks like a tarantula.
And do you know they set something up that totally fooled me?
What?
Earlier in the movie, do you remember whenever he was using the nail gun and he was trying to put the nails in?
yes,
And there was the one piece of wood that he shot the nail through, and then,
Yes.
and then he pulled off, and he had a piece of wood with a nail sticking in, and he
Yes.
tossed it aside.
yes.
I was so certain that he was going to reach over, pick that up, and smash
the spider.
the spider
Oh,
with it.
that would have made sense.
And they didn't do it. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, because
Product placement for Pine Mountain Lawns.
that's true. Jason, I was going to ask you a question about this because you've said that you have that sleeping ailment where
Sleep paralysis?
Yes,
Yeah.
sleep paralysis. Because the thing that happens earlier in the movie is Jeff Daniels is explaining to his wife, "Oh, I was 2 years old and I watched that daddy longleg creep up me and I couldn't do anything about it. I was paralyzed." And she was like, "Honey, nobody remembers anything from when they were 2 years old." And he goes, "No, I specifically remember
do.
this thing that happened." So is it just like a sleep paralysis thing, or is it just the fact
If
that
it
it
was
happened to him when he was
traumatic
younger and it was
experience,
PTSD? Like
Yeah.
what do we think it is?
I have memories, and it was funny because I once told my parents, I said, well, I have memories from whenever I was like a baby, like 1.5 years old. And they're like, no,
See,
you
I-
don't. No,
see,
you
I
don't.
don't.
And I said, I have a very clear memory of whenever my great uncle moved from a house in one city to the city where we lived. And I described the whole house to them from the perspective of somebody laying on the floor. And they were like,
Whoa.
holy crap, you do remember. And I was like,
That is so Bill Bryson.
It's the only memory I've got from that era, but for some reason, I remember the color of the carpet. It was blue. I remember, but that's it. The sleep paralysis thing is different because sleep paralysis.
No.
Yeah.
I was asking if there was a difference, like if you thought it was PTSD or like sleep paralysis or what. So
I think
you've
that was
already answered the question.
PTSD, yeah.
Because in
Sleep paralysis
his
is
memory,
fucked up.
in Jeff Daniels' memory, the spider is actually crawling up his skin and he can feel it on his hairs and everything. But like when it happens to him in the wine cellar, as he keeps calling it, where he keeps his casks of Amontillado,
But I have to add,
it's crawling up pants, not
Right.
skin.
That's true, but this is the end. He was throwing bottles at the spider, but he could not throw the Chateau Margaux, which is a fine wine. So he is having the Chateau Margaux with his wife right now.
That is a callback, yes.
Right? And what ends up ruining the Chateau
The earthquake.
Margaux? Yeah. The earthquake occurs and
Because they're back in San
Which
Francisco.
I like the ending. I
Yes.
like the way they do this with the ending and the earthquake keeps going.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, you could leave the spiders. You still got shit to worry about.
There could have been
you
a
know?
sequel that had nothing to do with anything.
How cool
it
would
could have
that
just
have
been
been?
about earthquakes.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
A Jeff
Where-
Bridges
where-
earthquake movie.
Jeff
This-
Daniels, wherever Jeff Daniels goes, some natural disaster follows
Yeah.
him.
I would like to see how they spilled the Chateau.
And his wife dies, and so he marries Anne Heche.
Yes.
And then they
Yes.
get chased by sharks.
Who would have to be a Muppet because she's not a real person. She doesn't actually exist.
and
Yeah.
hashish. I think that's who she really is.
And oh my god! And
And too
then
many
Abed
drugs
just
as a
shows
youth.
up for whatever reason.
Yes,
So
we
that's
love
the
Abed.
that's the end of the movie.
The movie roll credits.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's over. Yeah. There's no after credit sequence with like a spider crawling out of their suitcase in San Francisco or
But
anything.
there is a song being
Yeah.
sung
Yeah.
by.
I don't even remember. What song is it?
It's "You Bug Me" by
Oh,
who sings Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Jimmy Buffett?
Jimmy Buffett. He wrote the song for this.
Okay, I didn't tell you, gentlemen.
A lot of
about
Beachwoods
this
in this movie.
because we
my
love
God,
we all
you're right.
love Archer so much. So
Yes.
have you all seen the? I don't think I shared it with you. There's a video where H. John Benjamin, as you have said on previous episodes,
Who's on
Jason,
Dr. Katz? I can't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was.
Oh, yeah. I'm a manatee.
He doesn't show up as in person a lot for panels
Right,
for
yeah.
Comic-Con and whatever. So anyway, they had him on as Archer. They had like a little animated version of him, and they were talking about how fitting it is for Krieger to be into Rush as a character.
Yes.
And Lucky Yates was like that. I really felt like that was a good development for Krieger. That was just great for him because that's just who he is.
YYZ?
They were like, so yeah, exactly. It's not easy being cheesy, but anyway, Archer was like, oh, they said, well, how do you feel about that, Archer? And he goes, oh, I like Jimmy Buffett. And they were like, and Lucky Yates specifically was like, name 3 songs that belong to him that are not Cheeseburger, or no, that aren't Margaritaville.
Right.
And he goes, stuck in Margaritaville.
He couldn't do it, could
Yeah.
he? Couldn't do it.
Stephen Kutcher.
Revisiting Margaritaville and Margaritaville reprise. it's the whole thing.
Go
I'll send it to
look
you
up
guys.
go look up the where H. John Benjamin read Hal 9000's lines from the end of 2001,
no.
and it's so.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Have you seen his bird?
It's,
Have you seen his bird watching videos on Twitter? I'll send
I love his voice.
Now
He is
I will tell
hilarious.
you, I had one of those cool moments where you realize you're in good company this weekend because after
that never happens in this room, unfortunately.
Well, I think
No.
you'll appreciate this. I got scuba certified this weekend.
yes,
Congratulations.
congratulations, felicidades.
Dive down, baby.
The excellent, wonderful
Oh my God.
people
I owe you a
at
buzz for that one. I do.
Sea Ventures here in Alpharetta. They are fantastic. If you ever want to get scuba certified, move to Alpharetta so that they can teach you. But the first night,
or just visit there.
Yeah.
You know.
after the first day of dives, we went to dinner. And in Athens, Georgia, your choices are Ruby Tuesday or Applebee's. So we went with Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, there's not a Golden Corral.
No,
out
there's
there?
not. There probably is. I think it's shut down. There was a Shoney's, but it's closed.
Shoney still exists.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course it
Wow.
does.
Oh, yeah.
I
But
love
anyway,
that. Okay.
somebody at the table said something, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't hesitate. Just the instinctive part of me went phrasing, boom, and
And you weren't in the room with
Phrasing,
Jason,
boom.
with Jaden Adams.
but here's
so-
the weird thing: like 4 people at the table got the joke.
out of how many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Impressive.
Yeah. And like,
Okay.
to the
All
point that
right.
one person even said, we need to revisit phrasing. And I went, oh
Are
my
we
God.
seriously not putting that in our conversation?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I this has never happened to me before. Like you all know that joke.
Usually
yeah.
I have to be in the room with Jade and Adam
Yeah.
in order for everybody to get that joke.
So yeah, so that
That's
was
great.
so that was kind of cool.
I love it.
I think it's time for us to go with
Alf to
the
Seinfeld.
Alf to Seinfeld. I'm
Well,
gonna start.
No, I already
Okay, you start.
started
Okay.
because this is my first time seeing this film, so I'm going to be boring and give it a 5 because it is exactly what it is. And the first time I watched it was today. So, Jason, if you want to follow up with that.
I am going to give it a 3
Ooh.
because when I was younger, this movie scared the ever-living
Bejesus.
bejesus out of me. I hated how scared this movie made me.
Mhm.
And like watching it now, it kind of bugged me, but phrasing boom. But it didn't it wasn't very scary. And without
It
the
was
fear, it kind of like if the movie isn't scary, it's kind of thin.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's not a bad movie. I would say to
It's a
anyone,
story.
go watch it. It's an enjoyable movie, but that scariness of
The fear
fuck, I
factor.
hate these bugs, Yeah, without that, it kind of
those spiders can't open doors like velociraptors. My God.
yeah. Although they tried, there is actually a part in the movie where you see the doorknob like moving,
did.
and I was like, "Are they
That's why I
fucking
said
trying to
they
open the door?"
can't open the door like velociraptors.
But so I'm gonna go with a 3.
All right.
No, I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because when I first saw this, it didn't bother me that much. But you know how they say life goes full circle. You know, when
Life,
Jason was young,
finds a way.
when Jason was young, it scared the bejesus out of him. When I watched this last night, I was jumping. I had to take my headphones off
He did
because of
text us
music.
to tell us this. This
I
is
was.
accurate.
I mean, it had me jumping, and my wife was like, she was watching her own movie with headphones, which you do now, right, with telephones and everything.
Like you do.
Like you do, and she's like, "What's the
Marriage.
matter with you?" And like, I would jump. I had to get out. And I mean, I was literally creeped out by it.
Watching porn, just porn.
Just jacking it.
Did you just say just jacking it? Okay, just
Archer.
okay.
Come on.
Yeah,
I know.
you're nasty little bitch. Can I just point out though? Can
$7 million.
$5,000. Can I
Wait
point
a
out
minute.
a movie that genuinely scared, and I'm talking like,
Eight-legged freaks.
Are you
No.
gonna say the birds?
It better not be.
Because I almost chose the birds.
That's Tippi Hedren from the Birds.
Critters.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
critters! I love
This
critters.
Movie scared like psychologically damaging fear when I was a kid.
Once
1986. I was 7 years old when it
Once
came
again, a movie that I didn't see until I was older.
out. Yeah,
so-
now it's just stupid
I
Yeah.
love.
because
No,
it's dumb.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but I loved it. I
it's
mean,
like the
I saw it as
yeah.
an adult.
It's like Tribbles broke out of Star
let's-
Trek and became a horror movie.
Let's go and see Critters 2, Critters 4,
Okay.
Critters
Critters
3,
6, Critters
Gremlins
8.
2. I love Gremlins.
Have you ever
2.
seen Killer Clowns from Outer
Oh yeah,
Space? Okay.
yeah. Tremors. Who the hell would watch that?
We did.
The
Eric.
Gate. That's a fucked up movie.
How about Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one didn't bother me too
No,
much.
it wasn't scary.
It's David
It was
Arquette.
just-
I mean, he was
Yeah.
married
Yeah,
to
it's-
Monica.
exactly,
From
yeah.
It was
Friends,
fun- it was
so,
funny.
Monster Squad. Great movie. I loved it when I was a kid.
I never saw it.
It's you're too old now. You'll think it's stupid, but as a kid, it's a really fun movie.
Okay. Now, Howard the Duck scared the absolute
It scared me
piss out of
too.
me.
Yes, it scared the shit. I was like seven or 8 when I saw Howard the Duck.
scared the
Yes.
absolute piss out of me. I hated
Yes.
Howard the Duck.
Wait, what is this? It doesn't even have a. Oh, Grizzly.
Oh, about a bear, I'm assuming.
Troll's a fucked up movie. Oh, don't ever watch this movie.
Nothing but trouble.
Yeah, you would think
I've heard of it.
Chevy Chase, John Candy,
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, Dan Aykroyd. You would
Yeah.
think this is going to be fantastic.
No.
It is. It's not just bad. It's like unsettlingly bad.
Ew.
Like it makes you uncomfortable.
For how many quality actors are in this?
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
oh no, that sucks.
It is a terrible,
There
terrible.
must be a
movie.
reason I've never seen it then.
Ew.
Yeah.
Did
And
you ever
meanwhile-
did you ever see the one with the Karen Black and the little totem?
Oh yeah.
What was that called? That freaked me out as a
Was
kid.
that Trilogy of Terror?
It was Trilogy
yeah.
of Terror. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Those are good.
like a friend of mine described that to me, and it was unbelievable. It's like the totem was chasing her around, and then he stuck it in the oven, and cooked it and everything. And then I thought he was making it up, and
No,
then
that's
one
it.
day I saw it. I'm like, oh,
Is
Trilogy.
that based on the I Am Legend guy who
Yeah.
wrote it? Is that based on that story with the doll that chases the lady around her
It's
house?
written. It was in Gottlieb. Was his
Okay.
name? Who actually? Remember, he was the guy who wrote Jaws 3D.
The 3D
Ah.
Yeah.
No, but
Full circle.
that little
Yeah.
it was almost like a tiki type
Yeah.
doll that chased the lady
Yeah,
around
it was.
her house.
It was a fetish doll,
No,
wasn't
this
it?
is something different. So I think we're talking about something similar, but same guy who wrote I Am Legend. It's
Yeah.
in the same book because I Am Legend.
Omega Man or
No, but it wasn't called Omega Man when he
Right,
wrote
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I Am Legend is actually a short story. Most people think it's a novel. It's not. It's a
Yeah.
short story, and then it's followed by a bunch of other ghostly, creepy
yeah,
kind of stories.
there's one called I Am Omega,
I think so, but
and it's
anyway,
like a sequel to it or
but
something. Yeah.
in any case, one of the dolls it starts chasing the lady around her apartment, and it kills her or her animal or something. It's been so long since I've read it. I don't know. But anyway, this has been a great episode,
Yeah,
Hindsighters.
no, I had a lot of fun. It was very energetic.
Now that we've fallen down the rabbit hole of random conversation. So anyway, as always, we really appreciate you tuning in. Mr. Brown is here in his mask.
So good to be here. Only one more day or one more episode with
Week,
the mask.
yeah, one more
Yes,
week with
yes.
the episode mask, and Jason and I are always here.
Yeah.
I know you're sick of us by
We've
now.
been dead for 10 years.
John, that bathroom's been closed for 40 years, which Jason will get when he watches the next John Mulaney special. So anyway, Hindsighters, we super appreciate you tuning in for your drive time, your listening time, your gym time, even if it's
They don't
COVID
go to the
time.
gym.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, you messed it up. So even if it's COVID time, we appreciate you being here. This has been Hindsight, and good night.